Hockey players and fans have created some crazy words over the years. But don't worry, I'm breaking them down from A to Z.
So you want to talk like a hockey player, eh? You heard the locker room banter and thought, why does everyone sound like they're speaking Canadian pirate? Don't worry, bud. By the end of this, you'll be tossing out chirps, calling your stick a twig, and saying bar down like you've been doing it since Timbits hockey. Hockey players don't talk like anyone else. They got their own language. Fast, loud, and full of personality. So let's break it down. The slang, the chirps, and the weird phrases that only make sense when there's ice under your feet. Get ready to sound like one of the boys. The basics. How to speak hockey. Alright, before you even think about chirping anyone, you need the basics. Let's start with the essentials. The everyday words that'll have you sounding like a seasoned vet in no time. Apple. That's an assist. You set someone up for a goal, you get the apple. Nice apple on that play, bud. Easy. Biscuit. The puck. Put the biscuit in the basket. Don't say puck. Nobody says puck. Now, here's one you'll hear a lot. Bar down. That's when a shot hits the underside of the crossbar and goes in. It's the most beautiful sound in hockey. Some guys call it bar Mexico. But that's for the real rink comedians. If someone calls you a beauty, that's good. It means you're a solid dude. Bring the energy. Show up on time. And maybe buy a round after practice.
Oh, that's the slap shot. Slapper. Clapper. I call it a schliznapper. You know what I'm talking about?
That's beauty behavior. But if someone calls you a bender, that's bad news. It means your ankles are folding in when you skate. That's not exactly NHL material. You score, time for a celly. That's your celebration. Jump, yell, fist bump, whatever you want. But if you do the heart hands move, you're getting chirped for a month. And let's be honest, hockey's not hockey without chirps. The art of the chirp. You don't want to cross the line. You want to get in someone's head. Here's some classics. You're so soft, you're 10-ply, bud. You couldn't put a puck through a wet napkin. I got more goals than you have shifts this year. It's mean, but it's fun. It's part of the game. You chirp your teammates, too. Miss an open net? Nice muffin, sniper. Take a bad penalty? Hey, save room in the sin bin. I'm coming too. The key to a good chirp? Timing and delivery. Never yell it across the rink. Say it like you're having coffee. Calm, confident, deadly. There's a fine line, though. You go too far, you're the problem. You keep it funny, you're the legend everyone talks about after the game. And yes, some players are masters at it. Guys like Brad Marchand could teach a course in chirping. But remember, if you're gonna chirp, be ready to take it too. All right, we've covered how to insult someone with style. Now, let's talk about how players actually communicate during the game. On-ice commands, the language of speed. When you're flying down the ice at 25 miles an hour, there's no time for full sentences. Hockey players use quick calls that sound like secret codes. Drop means drop the puck for the trailing guy. Wheel, skate hard, move your feet. Backdoor, someone's open on the far side of the net. Cover means grab that man, or the goalie's got the puck. Switch, swap positions now. Mine and yours, decide who's taking the puck. It's all instinct.
Here's Clayton Keller of the Arizona Coyotes, 20 years of age, his first All-Star game.
You don't think about it, you just yell. If you ever watch mic'd up clips, it sounds like chaos, but it's organized chaos. And if you don't listen, you'll hear about it in the locker room after the period. Every team develops its own mini language too. Different phrases, accents, even inside jokes. It's like being in a band. Everyone knows the rhythm. Speaking of rhythm, let's talk about the culture behind all these words, because hockey slang isn't just language, it's identity. The hockey accent. Yes, even Americans do it. Here's something funny. Even American players start to sound Canadian after a while. You'll hear oot instead of out, a boot instead of about. And of course, tagged on the end of every sentence. Nice goal, eh? It's not mocking Canadians. It's about belonging. Once you spend enough time in the rinks, around coaches and teammates from the prairies or Ontario, it sticks. It's called a linguistic persona.
Spit on him better, feel water in his face.
A little bit of a car wash.
Yeah, a little car wash. Yeah, which happens.
You sound one way with your friends, another way in the locker room. It's like a hockey voice. And don't forget the classic Z instead of Z. Every equipment manager in the league says it. The best part, you'll slip into it without noticing. Go play a beer league season with a bunch of Canadian guys, and by game 6, you're saying, "Sauce me the puck, eh?" Like you were born in Saskatoon. And that brings us perfectly to the next part, sauce. Because we need to talk about the creative side of hockey lingo. Stick handling, passing, and dirty plays. You see a guy stick handle through 3 defenders and score? That's a dangle. You make a slick, lifted pass over sticks? That's sauce. You take a hard slap shot from the blue line? That's a clapper. You pull off a lacrosse-style goal behind a net? That's the Michigan. You'll hear guys yell it too. "Nice dangle. Sick sauce, buddy. That was filthy." If someone says that was dirty, that's good. It means the play was nasty, stylish, impressive, maybe even disrespectful to the other team. But if your shot is slow or weak, that's a muffin. Nobody wants to shoot muffins unless you're trying to feed the goalie breakfast.
It's just going to absolutely undress Joakim Ryan and Martin Jones.
Then there's the one-timer, where you blast the puck directly off a pass. If you miss it, congrats, you've fanned on it. That's when you swing and completely whiff. Happens to everyone. You'll get chirped for it anyway. The creativity in hockey slang matches the creativity on the ice. It's why fans love it. Every move has a word. Every word has a story. Now, not every player's flashy. Some guys grind, block shots, and fight for every inch. And they got their own vocabulary too. The Grinder's Dictionary. If you're not dangling, you're grinding. A grinder, or mucker, does the dirty work. Board battles, penalty kills, blocking shots. They don't fill highlight reels, but they win games. These players are called plumbers, the guys who fix things when everything's going wrong. If you barely play, you're a duster. You collect dust on the bench. Sit too long between shifts, and you become the grocery stick, the guy sitting between the defense and forwards. Got bad hands? You'll get chirped for having stone mitts. But if you got slick hands, those are sick mitts. And if you're slow, congrats. You're a pylon, the human traffic cone. Guys skate around you like you're part of the warm-up drill. Every locker room has a mix. The beauties, the benders, the grinders, and yes, the pigeons. Speaking of pigeons, that's another classic. It means you only score the easy goals that your teammates set up for you. You're not making plays, you're picking up scraps. Thing is, every team needs those guys. Pigeons, dusters, plumbers, they all play their part. That's the beauty of hockey slang. It's teasing, but it's love. And when you mix all these personalities together, you get pure chaos. The gong show in the barn. A gong show means total chaos. Could be a game, locker room, or a night out. Fights, missed calls, overtime madness, gong show. You'll hear players say, "That was a gong show out there, buddy." Translation, nobody knew what was happening, but it was fun. And where do all these gong shows happen? The barn. That's what players call their rink. Big game at the barn tonight. If it's an especially wild, high-scoring game, it's a barn burner. You're sweating, fans are screaming, goal horns are breaking, barn burner.
To get this dog, and I thought, hey, if I make a bet and they lose, at least I'm off scot-free. I just shouldn't have picked such a talented player like Bobby Ryan. I should have. After
the game, you take off the bucket, helmet, maybe give someone a face wash during a scrum. That's when you rub your glove in their face and then cool off in the locker room. Hockey slang doesn't stop when the game ends. It follows you into every part of life. Off the ice, hockey talk in real life. You'll hear players using hockey slang everywhere. Wheels doesn't just mean skating speed anymore. It means flirting. He's showing off the wheels for that waitress. Flow, or lettuce, that's your hair. Let it grow out of your helmet and you're getting compliments. Sick flow, buddy. Twig, or lumber, that's your stick. Grab your twig, time for practice. Sin bin, penalty box. 2 for tripping, go sit in a sin bin. You'll even hear guys talk about stacking the pads, getting cronwalled after a big hit, or going top cheese, shooting top shelf right under the bar. It's endless. There's a term for everything. Your hair, your stick, your goal, your celebration, even your mistakes.
And then the Lambeau leap. Whoop, whoop, sting it, and then jump.
And that's the point. Hockey slang isn't random. It's how players connect. It's shorthand for people who live and breathe the sport. But hockey slang doesn't just come from Canada anymore. It's global now. Global hockey talk. These days, the NHL is a mix of Canadians, Americans, Swedes, Finns, Russians, Czechs, and more. Each bring their own flavor. In Sweden, a grinder's called a brunkare. In Germany, pros are cracks. Russian players mix English and Russian all the time. Half the phrases in interviews are hybrids now. Go to an international tournament and you'll hear everything from French butts, goals, to Finnish mailis. But everyone still understands bar down. It's the one universal language of hockey. The mix of cultures keeps the slang evolving. Every season, new terms show up online or in locker rooms. Players copy each other, fans pick it up, and before you know it, everyone's saying, "That's filthy," when a 19-year-old scores in the preseason. And that brings us to the last part, why all of this matters. Why hockey slang matters. Learning hockey slang isn't about sounding cool. It's about belonging. It's the language of locker rooms, road trips, and teams that feel like family. When you walk into a rink and say, "Nice celly" or "Beauty pass," you're speaking to culture. You're part of the tribe. Hockey players bond through that language. They chirp each other, laugh about bad plays, hype each other up, and carry that same energy everywhere. Bars, airports, bus rides. And even if you're not a pro, you get it. You play beer league on Tuesday night, you start tossing around biscuit, apple, and sauce, and suddenly,
have some spine. Have a spine. Don't be so scared. It's only a hockey game.
you sound like one of the boys. It's fast, it's funny, and it's uniquely hockey. So the next time you're watching a game and someone yells, "Wheel, sauce, bar down, beauty," you'll know exactly what's happening. And if you really want to test yourself, try chirping your buddy next time he fans on a shot. Just keep it clean, keep it clever, keep it hockey. All right, bud, that's your crash course in speaking fluent hockey. From biscuits to barn burners, you're officially ready to join the conversation. So, what's your favorite hockey slang word? Bar down, sieve, or maybe you're more of a dirty dangle kind of person? Drop it in the comments. Hit like if you ever been called a beauty or a bender, and subscribe because next time we're breaking down hockey's wildest locker room traditions. Until then, keep your head up, tape your twig, and don't shoot muffins.